It's your boy, Edwardo Jackson, back here with your DraftStream Saturday Estimates update. I can see it, I can smell it. I am back in action. Swag official, yours truly, currently in third place, less than 20 points behind Gamble 24x7 in second, and G24 the homie in first. Jaybird on the outside looking in at fourth place. Although, of course, in the money standings, he is in line to get third place money, as Cinema Draft employees are not allowed to win money, and it'd be dumb because I'd just be paying myself if I took third. But I am within striking distance of the top. You love to see it. Oh, Jaybird's also competing on the low ball end, but he has some competition. G24 is coming for that throat as well. So it's going to be quite an interesting finish come Monday, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time. The perfect call sheet's looking like it's looking like a Queen's call sheet right here. A 6-pack of Queen's Gambit, performing so strong. I mean, this is just ridiculous value. I'm not even gonna blame this on me. There were very few reviews out ahead of time. You know, a Netflix miniseries could, you know, the average score that could go, you know, a lot of different directions. So at the time, the 9100 and 9300 for Thomas Brody Sangster and Anya Taylor-Joy, respectively, is warranted. However, this show, and I just started watching last night, I think it's a 7-part miniseries. I've plowed through the first 2, and it's good. It's got the goods. I'm really enjoying the Queen's Gambit. Anya Taylor-Joy, I mean, there might be some Emmy talk for her out of this. She's doing a bang-up job in these first 2 episodes. Anyways, getting 118 points off of 9,300 is pretty excellent. Actually, honestly, it's more like 140, 165 out of 9.3. That's 18x value. That's crazy value. So you have to have the Queen's Gambit to be in this right now. It's being really well reviewed. Perdita stolen away. Headliner from that. A headliner stack from My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Looks like Kim Kardashian and David Letterman will give you 153.58 points each. And Blackish doing its thing in its 7th season with 152.11 for Anthony Anderson. Yeah, check out the Queen's Gambit. Honestly, this was very unexpected. It kind of flew in low profile. I'd seen maybe one trailer, a couple of tweets from the Netflix main Twitter account, but I can't say that I saw this coming at all, as evidenced by the pricing of the salary. But look at this, 100 from Rotten Tomatoes, 78 from Metacritic, I mean, you know, Metacritic's going to do what Metacritic does, but 97 Google user score, and 8.8 from IMDb. Now, I don't know if this gets any higher to help my cause, and it doesn't really matter because I have the 6-pack green. I have the 6-pack Queen's Gambit Firewall of the perfect call sheet, which is what's got me in the game right here. But I need help. I need help from White Noise, a headliner stack from White Noise. And then My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Actually, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got a 7 stack. Oh my god, I am all in on the Queen's Gambit. Oh, goodness gracious. So while I could use more Queen's Gambit, I need to figure out a way to get around Gamble 24x7 to take the top spot. And my best path is White Noise. Now, and now as you can see, I've got also exposure to, I've got David Letterman here for another 153.58 points. That's what really got me in the game. But White Noise, we need you to come through for a brother. Come through. White Noise right now. And actually, I just finished watching White Noise, and it's good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Well, I mean, I don't know about enjoy is the right word for a documentary about some 3 primary grifters in the alt-right. But I felt it was very interesting, fairly informative, And it really does just do like a cinema verite style where it lets them kind of hang themselves by their own, by their own stupid words. It's really kind of fascinating that these people, I mean, that if you're going to be, a member of the alt-right, you're, or an influencer on the alt-right, you're a pretty shitty person to begin with. But it's funny just watching what they say and how there's total moral bankruptcy and everything they say. They don't even live by their own aesthetics half the time. So it's fascinating. I think the Atlantic did a really good job. The Atlantic, the online, and I guess they're offline too, but the magazine, the online magazine with those really deep and long think pieces and stuff. This is their first produced effort, so it was pretty good. It's probably gonna show you a few things you didn't necessarily know about the alt-right movement. That isn't, there's no glorification going on here. These guys are all idiots. So I thought it was a really good documentary for that. And then the Queen's Gambit. Anya Taylor-Joy just doing her thing with that little short red hair back in the '60s in this piece of historical fiction or whatever, as a woman chess player in a time when it was only dominated and populated by men. So she's doing her thing in this. And I think we're pretty much maxed out here when it comes to the Queen's Gambit. Yes, I have maybe one. Actually, let's see what Gamble 24x7's got going on. He has a more balanced call sheet. He has an optimal stack of Queen's Gambit. Headliner stacks from Blackish 537 and then one Perdita. So that's key. He does not have white noise. If I get any kind of rating on white noise, I go right around this call sheet. What about his other one? His other one, here we go. His second call sheet. This one has a 5-pack of Queen's Gambit. So more Queen's Gambit is helpful for me, but not by as much as you'd think. He's got Perdita. He's got the Blackish headliner stack. So he's got a Blackish blocker. And it really does just come down to, for me, white noise. If I can get white noise to get a Google user score, I win! That's what I'm focused on right now. Because right now, white noise is missing. Yeah, it's missing a Google score. If this is just even 65, I'm in the house, right? Yes, I am. Oh, well, not quite. Okay, so let's say a 72. Yes, a 72 gets me there. So I don't know, man. I'm trying over here. I'm trying. But still, for the top 2 spots, he will be eligible for even if I beat him, it looks like he will still be in the top 2 non-Cinema Draft employee paying spots for $50 and $25 consecutively, unless Jaybird has something to say about that. Jaybird, hot on our heels. He does not have enough Queen's Gambit, so he might be frozen in amber like a dinosaur fossil, because it seems like the Queen's Gambit gives you not only is it the highest scoring title in the talent pool this week, but also it frees you up monetarily so much that you can pay for points with Blackish and what have you. I do like this 3-pack here of my next guest, although like I said, it's kind of pricey. I see the Anthony Anderson Blackish blocker here as well. All 3 of us have that same actor on our call sheets. And the Goldberg and the Goldbergs are just okay. They're performing just, fine. Little just under 13x. That's solid, I guess, for your headliner. But yeah, not enough Queen's Gambit there to make a difference. And oh, look who we got here. Idemo, aka my boy Omid, recently married. Mazel tov, congratulations. And he's got an optimal stack of the Queen's Gambit. I like it. He's gonna need some help from On the Rocks, which kind of seems like even for an Apple TV Plus title, it's surprisingly not performing as well. I would honestly thought it would have gotten over 100. And not quite. Borat subsequent movie film. It's part of the cultural zeitgeist now, not only for the prank that played on Rudy Giuliani and what have you, but also for the performance of the young woman who plays his daughter. Maria Bakalova just does an outstanding job as just, I mean, looks nothing like that, let me tell you, in this movie. But she's a bit of a revelation. She is up for anything, just anything that Borat, you know, kind of throws at her character to do, and it's great. So I think I'm probably gonna rewatch it this weekend. I just laughed my tail off. I had a great time. Yes, Tutor Sagdiev, you know, his daughter. My daughter, very nice. I like. Yeah, that's my Borat. Deal with it. Yeah. So Queen. So I like the Queen's Gambit here. He's gonna need some help from the witches too. Looks like it's doing okay, but it needs a little more oomph to get there. But the way he could bypass all of us is if the Rocks just turns out a boffo remainder of the weekend. I'm not sure it has it in it, but very solid call sheet, Omid. Well played. Just right behind him, the Roan, the original Henry G. And not enough Queen's Gambit, my guy. The Undoing, big failure. This thing, I mean, for the price, first of all, it's below value, 11.6, and on a day player only getting 78 points. I mean, that's 7.8. That's 7.1x value. In this game, we are looking for 9.7x value minimum for it to meet value. So the Undoing so far has been your Undoing, but I do digress. This is a late debuting show. This debuts on HBO Sunday night. Unlike Showtime or Starz, they do not release episodes early, so we're not going to know what the audience thinks of this miniseries probably until final results Monday afternoon, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time. Rebecca's a turd. I mean, the points aren't too bad, but the movie itself sucks. I watched it. I mean, it looks very pretty, and a couple of pretty people being pretty around each other, but Armie Hammer's English accent is just lazy. So lazy, it's distracting. Very convoluted, kind of nonsensical, bit melodramatic in the middle to the end. Not a huge fan. And I like this headliner stack Henry G's got here of Kim Kardashian, West, and David Letterman. Ooh, that's a pair. So let's take a look at the low ball. Perfect call sheet. 704.24, and you needed a heaping helping a Friendsgiving. Looks like that's going to be tied for our worst performing title this week. Deadless, not performing, and The Undoing, but like I mentioned last strategy podcast, I think that once the audience weighs in, The Undoing is going to get a little bit of a bounce. I know, I'm curious. I'm watching it Sunday night. I'll make sure the Draft Mom watches it as well. So just about 20 points off the pace for the perfect call sheet. Let's take a look at Jaybird's third call sheet right here. Yeah, so he was on it. He was on Friendsgiving. He even had a little bit of Daedalus. He got exposure to The Undoing for salary reasons, makes sense. And then Barbarians is a black box. Right now it has just the IMDb score, so that was smart. Banking on the Netflix fire hose drowning out, the Netflix content fire hose drowning out exposure and the love of one of its newest titles. I mean, it's like the Brady Bunch. I mean, you've got like 12 kids coming out every day. You can't show love to all of them, and it looks like Barbarians is the one that's slipping through the cracks, which helps if you're going for the $15 low ball bonus. So what does G24 have to do to make up ground? He's only 3 points behind. And here I am like 50 points behind. Damn it. So he's weighing heavily on The Undoing, and I think The Undoing will be his undoing. I think if this gets like a 65, 70 Google user and IMDb score, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. This will bounce him out. I like the exposure to the Pom Pom Murders. It's nice and cheap, but We know how Lifetime does. It's going to get that one IMDb user rating that's going to bump it into the 70s and kind of take it out of play. I like this exposure dead list. It's you know, dead show walking or whatever. But because it's so cheap, he had to balance it out with salary. I totally understand that. I'm just afraid this is not going to go the way you want once audiences are allowed to weigh in. All right, and yeah, I guess we'll take a look at mine real quick. I've got no shot. I've got a lot of data lists. I've got some barbarians. I've got, you know what? No, okay, Bad Hair is doing a little better than I thought it would, but I take that back. This could actually be okay once the Undoing comes in. I've got 0 exposure to the Undoing because I knew that that's just going to be a late-breaking title on Sunday. I think I still have a shot, damn it. Maybe Bad Hair needs to jog in place, maybe go down a little bit more, but once they're exposed to, and Move may not even get covered. That's what I was afraid of. Even when I was adding it to the talent pool, I was a little leery because there wasn't a whole bunch of information out on it. Sometimes I have to track down the press releases of these documentaries and what have you to figure out who's in the actual show. So the fact is that this is not very well known means that it might just be stuck here on a default 69.50 score. All right, so that's pretty much the state of play. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for playing the game. We'll be back Monday, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time, with final results and a brand new talent pool just for you. Thanks for playing, everybody. I'll see y'all on Monday.